وَلْتَكُن مِّنكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyid al-Anbiya'i wal-Mursaleen. Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. I begin with the name of God, and I begin by praising God. And I send peace and blessings upon His final messenger, Muhammad, and upon his companions and family. Welcome again, dear viewers, to another in the edition of Advice of the Day. And I'll be continuing by talking about Ramadan and how to get the most out of it. Last time I mentioned about certain challenges or difficulties that Muslims could face in Ramadan, whether these are from the situation itself. For example, now for many Muslims in summer the day will be long and there will be periods of heat because it's in summer, although not for all Muslims. If you're living in the southern hemisphere, then you won't have this. Also, it could be the difficulties, the challenges could arise from the environment, a non-Islamic environment, or from work, or from various other issues. And Muslims in the West or in the non-Muslim countries, they face specific challenges. For example, there may be differences of opinion about the start of Ramadan and the end of Ramadan, or even differences of opinion about the start time of the fast, which is the start time of the dawn prayer, the Fajr prayer, or the time of Isha or something like that. So these differences should not affect us as Muslims. This should not affect our character. So Ramadan should not become a month of fighting. As one elderly brother once said, he said, is it moon sighting or moon fighting? Because there's always an issue of moon sighting. So we should not make it into an issue of fighting over moon sightings or non-moon sightings. And we should realize that the purpose of Ramadan is greater than this. The purpose of Ramadan is actually to unify the Muslims. So those people, not the average Muslim, but the people in authority, the Muslim leaders, the Muslim speakers and scholars, they are actually in a position where they have a lot of responsibility to work towards the unity of the Muslims in this field. And I'm sure if this is done with sincerity and with hard work, this can be achieved. And with that in mind, I would just like to say that as Muslims we should realize that Ramadan is about peace. Ramadan is about self-sacrifice. Ramadan is about putting other people before you rather than yourself. It's about patience. It's about putting your base desires, putting your anger, putting your pride, putting your tension, putting your tiredness behind you, and striving in the worship and in the pleasure of God. So I'd just like to leave you with that thought, and inshallah, if we try to practice upon this, then inshallah we will have a successful Ramadan where we avoid all kinds of conflict and all kinds of argument and all kinds of other issues which may lead to lack of unity amongst the Muslims, especially when they may find themselves in minorities. For example, in the West, the Muslims may be a minority in some countries of only 2% or 3%. So the last thing we need is conflict and disunity. So this is the thought I'd like to leave you with. Thank you very much. And inshallah, we will be continuing discussing this in our next program. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وَلْتَكُن مِّنكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ